Hello everyone, welcome back. This is part 2 for Vlad the Impaler. It's a text-based RPG game, and we're starting off where we left off. And I was able to fix the audio, so now everything is peachy cool, and you can hear me over the volume. So, yippee! I don't know where I was about to start, though. I guess we'll start anywhere. I guess I'll start on I guess maybe I'll just do like a left to right kind of deal. Just, go back and forth. Let me move this mic. I feel like I'm yelling right into the mic. Okay, so port. Your investigation leads you to the harbor of Istanbul. It is shortly after dusk by the time you arrive at the office of the dock master. Luckily, ship arrives at all hours, so you presume that someone will be there to help you. When you come upon the small building, you see light through the windows and knock briskly on the door. There is no response. You test the door and find that it is locked. Wait for the dockmaster to return, break in, and search for the manifest you need. Will I be a law-abiding citizen, or will I break in? Because, something could be wrong, and you have to break down the door. Or you could get into trouble for breaking in. I'm gonna break in. Your lockpicks make short work of the door, and you open it to slip inside. What you find is staggering. The office looks as though it has been painted with blood. At least 6 bodies of various clerks and dock workers lie strewn about the room, carved up like Mahatma hams. It took me a minute. Most disturbing of all is the man slumped against the far wall, his forearm sliced open, but in his final moments he managed to write a single word on the wall in his own blood. It says, Ismeju? It is only then that you realize that you are a foreigner, standing in the middle of a massacre, with several weapons on your person. Oh, fuck. You quickly grab the most recent dock logs and make swift your escape into the night. Someone must have desperately wanted to sneak something through the harbor tonight without being noticed. But who? And more hauntingly, what? Dun dun dun! So I did good with that one, thank God. The last episode I was just crapping all over this game. So the port's done. We'll go to the square. You're walking through the square, searching for the head of the district guards, when you pass by a man proselytizing. I hope that's how you say it, from the top of a crate. As you walk by, the man shouts and points at you, and that is why God punishes us. Foreigners in armor with their idolatrous gods and their wicked schemes. Get thee hence, heathen. Get ye back to your land of sin and fornication. I came to Istanbul to save its people. Only a fool would claim to know what God thinks. I came to Istanbul to save its people. You can either be condescending and rude, or you can be polite and go along my way.
I don't know what I need to do.
I came to Istanbul to save its people. The very words of every foreigner through our gates, he cries. You are no different than the knights who haunt our streets and the dark things which haunt our shadows. People begin to move away from the man. Yes, God judges you. He sees what wickedness lies in your heart of hearts. He knows who follows the path of the righteous and who lies down with Ismatzu. You walk close to the man. Ismaju? What is that? What does that name mean? The man laughs at you, as if you do not know, as if you did not bring the dragon with you when you entered these walls. You are a liar and a... Blood begins to trickle from the man's nose and mouth. Those people still standing here begin to gasp and cry out. The man's eyes suddenly explode like bloody eggs, and he screams a wretched scream before toppling forward and crashing onto the cobblestones. Plague, shouts someone. A curse, shouts another. You immediately inspect the man's body, knowing fully well that no plague can kill that quickly. This man has been poisoned, but how? Then you find it, a small needle-like dart in the back of his neck. The man has been assassinated. Why? What possible gain could come from killing a pompous street preacher? Surely the name Ismaiju isn't so dangerous that it's a death sentence. To mutter it out loud. Alright, I'm doing good. I'm doing alright. Alright, let's keep going then. I'm gonna go to the catacombs. The Christian girl who you hired as your guide is more talkative than you'd expected. But she's also beautiful and really knows her way around the catacombs. My people used to gather in these tunnels after the Sultan conquered the city, she says. There was a while when we weren't allowed to pray to Jesus Christ, so we did it in secret down here. Now the catacombs have reverted back to the thieves and the bone cultists. You follow closely behind her, asking, "And where can I find the king?" She freezes at the mention of that name. When she turns back to you, her porcelain face is deadly serious. "You didn't say you were coming down here to seek out the king of the catacombs." You cock your head at her sudden change in demeanor. "I need to find him. It's important to my No," she says, crossing herself. "Nothing good could come from finding that." Suddenly she is yanked off her feet, collapsing to the ground. You draw your weapon as the girl screams, kicking at something in the darkness as she's dragged away. You hurl your torch at the thing that's grabbed a hold of her, and are suddenly struck with terror as it illuminates a large, slavering ghoul. The undead monster pulls the girl to its mouth with incredible strength, and she screams as its powerful jaws bite deep into her skull with a sickening crack. You shake off your shock and leap forward, swinging your sword and screaming wildly. The ghoul roars in defiance, but something about you seems to aggravate it. With a seething hiss, it drops the girl and retreats into the shadows. When you reach her, you find her brain half exposed and partially eaten, swelling out of her skull. "Help me," she says. Carry her back to the surface. Put her out of her misery. Well, there's no point. She's gonna die anyway. So if I carry her back to the surface, she's gonna fucking die anyway. All these choices! I don't want these choices! I don't want them! Carry her back to the surface. Put her out of misery. I guess I'll carry her back to the surface. Guilt overwhelms you for having paid so innocent a girl to take you down into the most dangerous place in the city. You pick her up, careful not to jostle her head, and carry her back through the halls of the dead to the streets above. She is all but catatonic when you drop her off at the physician's residence. You pay him a hefty amount of gold and tell him to do whatever he can for her. He says he will try, and you leave her in his care. As you go, however, you are unsettled by the hungry look she gives the man. Oh, fuck. Damn it! This is not good! It would seem as though your deeds have caused you to build up quite a reputation. People seem comfortable within your presence and offer to buy you drinks at the inn. One particularly keen musician even sings a song about the wandering knight. Cool, so that's the end of chapter 3. Agility, dexterity, I guess that's strength. I don't know what... See, I wish they wouldn't abbreviate some of this stuff because I don't really know what they're standing for. I guess I'm just an idiot like that, but I really don't understand. My charm is up 1, so that's pretty good. So, I guess we'll keep going. Oh. Okay, so my charm is at 5, agility 5, dexterity 6. I guess this is strength. I don't know what con is. I have no idea what that is. So if anybody knows what these abbreviations mean, the ones that I don't know, like CON, INT, MAG, I don't really know what it means, so if anybody knows, let me know in the comments below. Chapter 4. You descend the cramped staircase below the city streets. At the bottom, you are faced with a heavily armored man in a dark hood. Oh, fantastic. If you're right and everything you've witnessed so far is to be believed, then the answers you need are on the other side of the gate that this man is guarding. If you are wrong, then he will certainly kill you. Gambling with your life, you reach around your neck and produce the silver amulet of the cross and dragon. The man nods, then opens the gate for you to pass within. Whew! As you plunge deeper beneath the city, you breathe in relief. Your plan has worked. He thinks you're a knight from the Order of the Dragon, but all your bravado fades as you enter their secret sanctum. Hooded men and women kneeled in rows, murmuring twisted prayers to the silver dragon crosses in their hands. On the walls hang bodies, mutilated in the ritualistic ways, with symbols painted in their own blood. Symbols that you have seen all across your encounters in the city. Symbols from the exorcist doctrine. Alright, we're getting to some scary shit here. You dare not stay long enough to be recognized. Besides, you now know who is behind the atrocities. The question on your mind as you duck up a shadowy staircase is, why? Okay then. Alright, we are back here. Well, we went to the port in the square in the catacombs last time, so I'll go onto the right side now. I don't even know if the locations in order matter. I feel like I don't know if the order matters at all. I think you're just kind of playing. So I'll go up to the palace. You receive an invitation to come to the palace of the Sultan and visit with the Hirif, the royal artist community. Being a sketch artist yourself, this is a remarkable opportunity. After passing through the gates, courtyards, and corridors of the palace, you emerge into a building unlike any you've ever seen. Any other you've seen. Everywhere, painters, sculptors, poets, and dancers create their masterpieces under the direct sponsorship of the Sultan. At last, you are introduced to a man named Azim, who is the head of the Hirif. Welcome, my friend, he says. I have heard through my means that you are trying to discover the truth about the curse that has befallen Istanbul. As such, there is a question I would like to ask you. Please ask it, you reply. Asim says, why would a foreigner such as yourself wish to save our city? Okay, now we gotta say the right stuff to get this going. Okay. An old friend of mine asked me to, and I never let a friend down, because people deserve to live free of wickedness, no matter where they are from. I like the second answer better. The other one sounds like, well, my friend said it was a good idea, so I'll just do it. You know what I mean? The other one sounds like you got, like, fucking wisdom or something. You know, it sounds freaking proper. So I'm gonna go with the right answer. Asim nods and says, I was hoping to hear you say that. Follow me. You follow Asim to one of the towers of the artist's building. When he opens the door, you witness a grisly scene. An artist has killed himself, using his own blood to paint the last few strokes of an enormous painting. What happened here, you ask? Asim replies, Yusef was brilliant, but when the killings began in the city he changed, his mind grew sick. Then some weeks ago he locked himself in here and commenced on this. You look up at the painting on the wall. It is both brilliant and frightening at the same time. A castle high on a mountain, with dark clouds raining blood across the surrounding lands, and wolfmen and other monsters emerging from the shadowy corners of the painting. You think it's an omen, you ask? I think that you are more of an expert than I, Asim replies. You look down at the bloody artist lying against the wall beneath his masterwork. Clearly he was moved by something. Alright. I'm going to assume INT may be integrity? I don't know. God, I wish I knew what these things meant. They need to spell crap out, man. These words aren't that long. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so the Basilica, I guess how you say it. You wander through the Grand Basilica, listening to the morning prayers of the devoted. In the back of the church you notice a nondescript door with 3 separate locks. You wonder to yourself what the priests of Istanbul could possibly need to keep so secure. However, if your years of experience have taught you anything, it's that the best answers can be found behind the most heavily locked doors. Ooh, you check for witnesses and then commence picking the locks. Surprising, the first two yield quickly. The third one takes its time, however, but you manage to get it open, just as you hear footsteps coming down the hall toward you. You open the door and slip inside, closing it quietly behind you. You find yourself in a tight stairwell, spiraling up. Climbing several stories, you emerge into a small shrine. It is empty aside from a single podium with a closed book on it, and a large effigy of Christ on the cross hanging on the far wall. You walk up to the book. Burned into the leather cover are the words, "The Gospel of Mastima?" Or Masterna? I can't tell if that's an R and an N, or is that just one M? I don't know. It's strange. You don't remember an apostle named Mastima. You are about to open the book when you realize that something else in the room isn't right. A chill runs down your spine when you finally notice that the Jesus is blindfolded on the cross. Oh my god! Ah! I think any person in their right mind would fucking leave. But I guess but if he opens the book and he reads it, it might unleash something terrible. And if I'm gonna be the one to save the city, I mean, oh my god, why? I guess the only way we're going to make the story interesting is if I pick the choices I don't want to pick. So I'm going to open the book and read. You crack the book open and begin to read. The words are dark. The imagery is monstrous. The revelations are horrifying. You don't fully come back to the sane consciousness until much later that night, when you find yourself shivering and screaming in a refuse pile several neighborhoods away. Your hands are covered in blood, and claw marks crisscross your face. Later, after you snuck back into your hotel room, you find a single long blonde hair stuck between your teeth. Oh, I picked the wrong choice. Well, you know, I just wanted to see what would happen. Crap. I thought this episode was going well. Bazaar. The bazaar at night is like a mirror of the underworld. Robed and hooded figures wander beneath sparse lanterns like ghosts on the sticks. You keep a sharp eye out, searching for one wraith in particular, someone who has killed at least one victim per week over the last month, leaving the bodies savaged in the streets. As you pass by row after row in the unending maze, you finally catch a glimpse. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Okay. A glimpse of a dark fabric disappearing between two tents. You circle around, and as you emerge into a cul-de-sac of closed tents, you see him. A lithe woman swoons in his arms, her veil falling away as he leans over to kiss her neck. Go for the kill, shot immediately. Attempt to capture the man for questioning. Well, last time I got anxious to kill someone, he came at me immediately. And yeah. Attempt to capture the man for questioning. I'm gonna pick another bad choice. I know it. This seems like the attempt to capture the man for questioning seems like a fair thing. It sounds like I'm a fair man. I'm going to give this guy a fair trial. I'm just going to ask him some questions and just be like, hey, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing this time of night? Do you know this woman? Go for the kill shot immediately. Which sounds like if he is a demon and he's going to bite her, go for the kill shot immediately. Ah, screw it. Go for the kill shot immediately. Calling on all your years of experience, you maneuver slightly to within striking distance and lean from the shadows. The man spins towards you just as you land, but your attack is unforgiving and his head cleaves away from his body, tumbling across the cobblestones. The woman screams as she collapses to the ground, and blood hemorrhages from the headless neck all over her face and exposed torso. You waste no time pulling the body off of her. Following the inscription that you translated earlier in the week, you stab your weapon deep into the headless man's heart. The woman clambers away, screaming in horror as she covers herself. Are you all right, you ask? She wipes the blood from her face, looking around to her. I don't know what was happening. His eyes, and now suddenly I'm here. It's all right, you say. He won't hurt you. She immediately breaks down sobbing. Thank you, she says. Allah bless you. Allow me to see you home, you say, helping her to her feet. She clings to you, trembling in the darkness as you walk her back to her mother's house. A restrained satisfaction passes through you, knowing that at least one monster has been removed from the streets of Istanbul. Yay! I did so good! Kinda. I lost some of this INT stuff and the CON stuff, but I think I ended it pretty well. Honestly, I think I did. I think I did pretty great. So, I think I'm gonna stop here. I don't want this video to get too crazy long. I don't even know how long I've been playing. So we'll stop here. So we pretty much finished chapter 3, chapter 4, and now we're going into chapter 5. So I will end it here, and I'll probably put up another video tomorrow. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye!